Hello everyone, my name is Jeff Holiday, and today we're going to have a brief little chat about the crazy potential for even worse violence, politically charged here in the United States. Now, as a brief little catch-up, yesterday, President Donald J. Trump took office, he took his oath, and everybody lost their fucking minds. Holy shit, completely lost their minds. Riots have been broken out all over in huge major cities. There's a women's march planned for today. It's wild. It's pretty wild. And I imagine it's probably going to be a few days of this kind of shit for, it's just going to get bad. And I imagine this isn't going to be stopping anytime soon because people have really worked themselves into a fucking frenzy. Holy shit. But in the middle of all of this, we had one notable fuckwit who just had to get punched in the face.
The neo-Nazi movement?
It's Pepe's become kind of a symbol.
That's Richard Spencer. Richard Spencer, the person who coined the term the alt-right. And despite the fact that he is an incredible douche.
Hail Trump! Hail our people! Hail victory!
An absolute irritating edgelord little fuckwit.
We're the ones people want to talk to. We're the ones people fear. And that shows our power.
It's still not cool that he got hit. It's still not cool. Don't get me wrong. I can't say for certain if I wasn't in Richard Spencer's presence and he said some of the things that he said in the past, I wouldn't fucking hit him. I don't know if I could resist, but I wouldn't want to, and I'd feel bad that I gave in to that base inner urge. I don't want to do that. I don't really believe in violence unless it's like an immediate necessity. I don't want to attack anybody for their ideas with violence. I want to attack them with my ideas. That's how this should work. But I also felt really conflicted because, you know, when I first saw it, I'm like, yeah, Spencer's a dick. But nobody really deserves that. Violence is uncalled for. But then I saw this tweet by him.
If law enforcement can protect us from Antifa assaults, we will begin protecting ourselves.
And this really bothered me, so I took a screenshot and I added this. At first I was conflicted. I hate violence, but Spencer is a twat, so I didn't know how to feel. Now, maybe he needs a few more licks. Dunno. That wasn't my best tweet in the world. Not really. Because I really don't want to advocate violence against Richard Spencer. And there's a few reasons why. The biggest one of all is that we do right now have a very potentially dangerous and violent group that is Antifa, that is the various different collectives of radicalized activists that are going around trying to do direct action to disrupt and destroy, and I don't really feel like they should be promoted in any way. I don't feel like they should be justified in any way. Their actions are not justified. You have an entire hashtag right now, DisruptJ20, and the whole purpose of it was simply to try and stop the inauguration, or at least screw it up as much as possible. This is some absolutely childish fucking shit. So let's do some real talk. Alright, look, it's really basically simple. We have seen historical incidences of this happening in the past, with the fucking RAF over in Germany, with various different radicalized groups in Central and South America, student activist protests growing more and more violent, over and over again. And we always have this basic fear that we need to pay attention to. Is that if one group becomes radicalized enough that they start to enact violence upon another, that other group will respond in kind. And the more you hit somebody, the more you can make a martyr for their cause and make them feel justified for their cause. None of this happened in a fucking vacuum. Far too many of my very left-leaning friends completely ignore the fact that one of the reasons that the alt-right has risen up is because of aggressivism. They just want to blame it on bigots or Trump or whatever. It's a nuanced issue, and it has roots in everything. It's just how things have started to progress. So, hitting Richard Spencer is the wrong fucking idea because then Richard Spencer feels like he's totally justified and he's gonna squat up and get militant with a bunch of his rest of his pasty-ass white dudes with bad fucking haircuts. No, don't do that. Don't do that. It's not just pointless, it's completely counterproductive. It's a bad idea. Stop it. Let's take another example, okay? Let's take another example because yesterday, Milo Yiannopoulos was having a talk over at UW, and somebody got fucking shot. Somebody got straight up fucking shot. But there's a pretty inherent difference in between what Milo does and what this little wanker calling for squatting up. There's a huge difference there. Huge. You see, there's one really big difference between what Milo does and what Spencer's claiming he wants to do. Milo works with the law. Milo uses the police and bodyguards, private security if he needs to, but he acts within the confines of the law. Love him or hate him, Milo is at least dealing with this in a socially acceptable fucking way. If people are threatening violence, then he uses the mechanisms of society to try and dissuade that type of violence. That's what you're supposed to do. You're not supposed to think you're gonna be some fucking jackbooted leader, you know, throwing out your Zig Heils and marching down the street, just in case anybody wants to punch you in the face because you're saying some abhorrent shit. It's a horrible idea. Look, at the end of the day, we all want to have our points heard. We all want to have our positions understood by and large, by the public, by the people around us. But that is no excuse for having to resort to violence when there is nothing violent being done. Violence is a tool that should only be used as a last resort or in the case of immediate danger. Other than that, it's pointless, and all you're doing is handing over the keys to the kingdom that person is seeking. That's all you fucking do. Don't be a douche. Don't try and incite violence. Stop with this inane fucking squatting up and making excuses for people like Antifa and for people like fucking Spencer. Stop making excuses for them. They should have to exist in our society the same way everybody else does. Like a fucking adult. Anyway, that's all I got for you for right now. Hope you have a great day. Bye.